timing wise, I don't know how that worked. But we'll see. Alright. I'm going to just sketch. I've pulled up a couple of references and we'll just go full screen and start sketching on those. I guess I'll start with the first and then move through them. I don't know. Does that make sense? Oops. There you go. Oh.
These are low-level people you're dealing with here. How do you go after the bosses?
I'm gonna find all my shapes in the picture. Shapes I want to bring out of it.
As an added deterrent to stop the loggers from coming back, Laercio burns the timber they cut down.
Just have to find those shapes, so that's where the hands will be.
Bring the suspects to federal authorities 7 hours away. A dangerous mission deep into enemy territory. Stay with us.
I don't exactly know why Nightline is playing. Maybe it's just a clip. If it continues to play Nightline, I don't really want to watch it. I don't know if that's wrong.
We are with the Guardians of the Forest as they transport 7 men captured for suspected illegal logging to federal police. First, though, they must pass through the town of Arame, a notorious base for illegal loggers just outside Guajajara territory.
And then I'll go in and find all my center spots.
A tribal leader critical of illegal logging was found dead here. So the Guardians wait for the cover of darkness before heading out.
If you're ever in the mood and you'd like to get all the details on how I'm, like all the layer settings and how I'm putting all these things together, I do tutoring sessions. I do them for mostly any art style. I have only ever done digital online. And again, with the update of the Patreons coming, there will be a lot more tutorial style. Or not a lot more, but there'll be more. There'll be any tutorials. And I do the video that way, maybe draw along with you. Have the reference up.
After having been charged with illegally entering indigenous territory, a crime that legal experts tell us is rarely, if ever, prosecuted. The Guardians vow to go right back to work.
Usually my sessions are 8 to 10 weeks. And by the end of that, you should be able to draw at least a good stick man. Something enough to get your point across for your story.
Not long after, the battle for one of the world's most precious ecological resources takes
Oh, hey, Joker Freak. At the moment, it's some reference sketching. So I just pulled out my old reference folder because I'm working on a web strip and I want to have a large catalog of editable sketches that include characters from DC, Marvel.
Paolo is dead.
So what I'm doing is I'm taking the old references that I've grabbed over the years for different projects, things I've downloaded and not used, and I'm using them along with a bunch of photos I took myself, like some of my own Joker photos I'm using here as reference. Reference is a very important part of art. I'd say it myself, and I tend to believe any professional artist would say that using reference is very necessary to specific types and specific things you're doing. And now I'm just mumbling on. It does seem that we are just watching Nightline here in the background, and I don't want to be watching Nightline here. Don't know why my ABC Live news feed. Now it's just ABC channel. Let's see what NBC2 Live says. Alright, and that's just enough to get the idea of what the final photo would look like. Make sure we know where all these things are. Is there no volume on this one? And NBC Live 2 has no volume. Well, that's just perfect. I don't fucking need any noise in the background anyway. See what Sky News has. Usually my last resort for live feeds.
If you look back right to the very
And
beginning,
we're going to put the shoulder
what the
here.
EU was offering the UK was a Canada-style deal. In fact, one of the slides that Michel Barnier presented to European Council members some 2 or 3 years ago included precisely a Canada-style deal. So that is what the government, our government, is looking to get.
Not sure why you retracted one of those comments there, Joker Freak.
Now, it is true that the European Union has said a Canada-style deal is on offer, but it has been saying for quite a long time as well that if the UK wants to go down that route, it would have to sign up to certain obligations and commitments around things like regulations. That was even in the piece of paper, the political declaration outlining the future relationship that Boris Johnson signed last year. So I think on both sides there is a lot of chest beating going. And the real question will be to what extent both sides move towards each other, and if they're able to find
our next
an area
reference,
of compromise over the coming months.
which is this time our Harley.
Well, thank you. This is Sky News coming up. The EU Elgin row. Why we could lose our marbles. Back to Greece after Brexit.
And we're gonna go a little lower with this one.
Hello, I'm Claire Bridge with your showbiz news. A warning, there's some flash photography coming up. Ozzy Osbourne's cancelled his North American tour in May because he has to undergo medical treatment in Switzerland. The heavy metal singer, who has Parkinson's disease, says he'll be out of action for 6 to 8 weeks, recovering from injuries suffered in a fall. The UK leg of the tour will begin in Newcastle in October. David Schwimmer is going to read a bedtime story on CBeebies. The Friends star will tell a tale about a pair of aliens from two rival groups who fall in love, sparking strong disapproval from their families. He follows in the footsteps of Sir Elton John, Dolly Parton, David Hasselhoff and Tom Hardy by appearing on the children's television channel.
I don't know what that channel is. I'm confused.
The 6 actors who've played James Bond will feature on a new set of British stamps to mark the 25th film in the franchise. Royal Mail says the stylish and evocative designs will celebrate a British icon. And Billie Eilish says the Bond track had to be approved by 007 himself, Daniel Craig.
Of course it did.
The 18-year-old star wrote the song along with her brother whilst on a tour bus. The pair said that Daniel has a big say in the track, and if he doesn't like it, you don't get the job. No Time to Die will be released in April.
Well, he is Bond. Actually, you know what? I don't want to put her in the costume she's in this one. I'll make it something slightly different. Actually, you know what? I liked. It's a shame it wasn't really used much in the movie.
Again about the Elgin marbles after a draft EU
The
reportedly called for the return of unlawfully
striped
removed
pants
cultural
look.
objects as part of post-Brexit trade talks with the UK. The British Museum has long refused to return the artefacts to Greece, which says they were stolen by Lord Elgin.
Maybe I should just bring up a quick.
Century. Joining me now is Nikos Sotirakopoulos, Greek sociologist at
like.
North St John University. Nikos, hello, thank you very much indeed for being with us. The Elgin marbles not named specifically in this draft EU document, but pretty clear that that's what Greece is referring to. Is it right that Brexit should be the platform to be doing this?
What a complicated topic. So I think on the first level,
What
I would
a
be very happy for
complicated
the
topic.
marbles to return to Athens. I mean, I recognize that the British Museum has taken very good care of
Right.
them and actually preserved them for millions of people to
So it
admire
does
and
have
appreciate the glory of ancient Greece. But now there's this very beautiful and modern museum in the Acropolis, and one could say that the marbles will be within their historical and geographical context. But I have to say that there are various elements in this story that make me raise an eyebrow. And I think that the weirdest thing here is that I find it very, very cheap that the marbles are used as a tool for negotiation, and that the marbles are used as a tool to put pressure on the United Kingdom. I find it a bit cynical, and to be honest, I find it quite opportunistic. Because as you've said,
It is quite
the marbles have been
opportunistic.
taken for centuries. Greece has had a campaign for decades, if not for centuries, for the return of these marbles. So I'm quite unconvinced that suddenly
Can't see
the
how-
EU has thought about this topic and they thought, well, yes, maybe it's time for the marbles to
go
return
to?
to Athens.
Yeah, as you say, Greece has been campaigning on this for a long time to have the marbles reunited because some pieces here in the British Museum, but some at the Acropolis, as you were saying.
Yes. And also it raises a more general issue, which is very, very difficult. And the question is,
Can you tell why I don't
what
usually end
do
up on
other
Sky
similar
News
cases?
here?
What is the principle about what should happen to other cases of artifacts that have been removed? Because who do they belong to? For example,
It
can
is
they
most
take
certainly
credit for the
news.
genius of Aristotle or the bravery of Leonidas or the military genius of Alexander the Great? I could be inspired by them, but I cannot say that they belong to Greek people or they belong or I have a claim on them. And equally, do I say, for example, that I have
Actually, I don't want to zoom in like that.
about crimes did by Greeks in the ancient times? Because quite often, when in this country specific there is a discussion about these reparations or about returning stuff, I mean, it's one thing to recognize the crimes or bad things that happened under colonialism or imperialism, but should this bear some guilt on actual Brits who live today? And my answer is no.
Why do you think Britain is so reluctant to return them then?
Because they say that, look, now they have become part of our cultural heritage. Or they can say that we have taken good care of them, we have them in a very protected and beautiful environment, and through this environment, millions of people who have gotten a chance to admire Greek civilization. So this is a very interesting argument. It says that these great achievements are basically achievements that
I'm using a Birds of Prey reference, but I'm doing it, or not a Birds of Prey reference, a Suicide Squad reference, but I'm sketching more of a Birds of Prey costume, I guess.
Marvels and some great the miracles of the past is to get inspired by them, because in a way they're telling us, look what we have done. You can do better than what you have done up to this point. You can rise higher. So in this case, we could say that the marbles being somewhere where they are accessible by millions of people, and in a country that has attracts a lot of tourists, it is something that could be positive. But I think in this specific case, and because now there is the chance of this very beautiful museum in Acropolis, and it means that they can be appreciated within their geographical and, let's say, cultural context, I think also Greece has a good case. But I would not generalize this as a universal rule about the return of all artifacts from all museums. It's very difficult to find a specific rule and a specific principle on how to apply in every case.
How is this viewed in Greece, Nikos? Just briefly.
So Greeks have been campaigning for this for ages, so I think they will be very, very happy. And to show what this means for Greece is that in this new museum, if you go, there are some specific gaps. And in these gaps, what it says on the label,
get a quick center line on where it might be.
So it has been something that has been a burning desire for Greece for many days. That's why I think,
as always, these are just sketches. Although if you do feel like commenting and saying they look like garbage, please feel free. But they're all just sketches, so they're things that I would usually come back and finish, or it's how I would start something.
The UK will be live in some of those flood-hit regions to see just what impact it's having.
Then we'll go, oh, I haven't gone live on Instagram at all. That's funny. Okay. So I'm going to zoom this back out a little. I think I got enough of the face reference there. See, I do like how they're there, so maybe we'll bring this jacket out a bit, because I want to see those stars. That's kind of the point of those stars. There. And now, in the Suicide Squad, this was buckled out entirely over her. So, let's switch that up. And again, make that look better that way. Because now I can actually sketch in these stars, which are my favorite part of this costume. Although I like the striped pants as well. I like a bunch of these looks, actually. I didn't love them on set, like when we saw set photos, but in the film, I mean, she didn't wear a lot of them for very long. It was I don't remember what her belt buckle was, but I'm gonna just put something in there. Now back up to the head, where don't think her bangs are like that in this film.
You're watching Sky News at 4 live from Herefordshire, where river levels and feelings are running high.
I won't support you. Come on, Boris, we'll support me.
Let me just bring the cheek out a little
Warning
bit
that flood
here.
defences could be breached with more rain on the way.
Plenty of earring.
Also at 4, low-skilled workers to be denied visas in a post-Brexit immigration shake-up. Caroline Flack's family released an unpublished Instagram post as her inquest opens and a surgical symphony why this brain tumour patient kept on playing throughout her operation.
Well, isn't that just amazing?
Good afternoon from the flooded village of Mortarford, just
Here's
outside
something
Hereford,
humans can
where
do.
the worst, it's feared, is not yet over. 2 severe red weather warnings have been issued.
Fringed
The River Wye
bangs.
and the River Lug, that's the river flowing behind us, meaning
Some
possible
hair
danger
kind of
to
out in
life.
the back.
The Environment Agency has warned that flood defences could
And she
be
had her hair
reached,
up
and tensions are
with
also
this
running high, where flood
look.
victims are asking for help and more money from the government. Well, let's take a look
I don't remember
at
exactly.
the situation across the UK. Sky's Lisa Dowd
Could look
has
back at
spoken
the
with
reference,
one
I
resident
suppose.
from Ironbridge in Shropshire, and she has the very latest.
I do know one of
The
these
water levels have
eyebrows.
by about since
This, and see if you could sort out the differences between the arguments within the council world, attitudes, conservation, etc., and find out who's finally responsible to give us a little bit of aid. We live by a river. I bought this of my choice, my own accord. I expect to get my feet wet, but I don't expect this. Not when they're protecting the town on the other side. I think there's got to be some
I'm
sort
just
of
gonna
duty
etch
of
in
care,
the
etc., or whatever the
gray
phase is.
for the
If they support that side, then they
overcoat.
should support this side. That's all we ask, nothing else. The rest of it, we'll do ourselves. We always have done.
So a direct appeal there to the Prime Minister to come and see what the situation is for some of the people around here. The point that Vic was making as well to me was that he can't flood insurance
those
because he can't afford it. It
shoulders.
would cost him around £7,000 to £10,000 a year, and it's just not feasible for him. The problem as well now is that although the waters have receded, it is just starting to rain again, and it can take a few days for that water to flow down the Welsh hills and into the river system and the mighty River Severn here, which is coursing past his house at great knots. So they are bracing themselves again
For more.
for perhaps rising water levels in the next day
awful.
or two. What he is hoping is that he also has a canoe business, and he's saying
I
once
mean,
this
Mother
is all
Nature
over,
has always
these
kind of
people
been
come
saying
back and
fuck you to
support
humanity,
the local
but
businesses, because that is the
this
only
past
way they
year
are
or
going
two
to
has really
survive
been
financially.
quite a kicker.
Lisa Dowd there.
Oh, right,
Sky's
and,
Ashna
well, I
Hunag
guess I
is
should
in Bewdley in Worcestershire
in what that
for us
is.
today. And Ashna, how are they coping there?
Being that this is meant to be a sketch and not an actual drawing,
Properties in this part of the world already
stop
flooded.
focusing
It's no
on one
wonder
piece.
residents here are taking no chances. They've got sandbags that you can see behind me piled up to their front doors. They've got bits of lino as well. Plenty of sandbags. I've actually seen more and more being delivered as we speak. But they're taking no chances, even though the river is quite away from them really. But they're hoping it's not going to reach their front doors. If we walk down to where exactly the river is, we can see some more sandbags there.
Kind of a
But this
mirror
river level has
of
been
that,
rising
but
consistently, but we've been told that actually it is starting
bring
to
her pinky up
plateau,
on this
starting
side.
to sort of level out. At its peak, it reached about 15 to 30 centimetres from the top of the barrier. But this river level, we understand, even though it's dropping, the Environment Agency have told us that its impact is yet to be felt.
The rivers are extremely full. Our flood defences are protecting thousands of communities, which is great, and that's great to see. We are seeing property flooding. We're seeing several hundred properties flooded. We expect that to rise.
This This is actually a generator. It's one of 6 which are
Sorry
lining
for the
the flood
desktop noise
embankments
there.
here in Bewdley. That essentially is pumping out water that's by these houses. Around 30 or so houses here have been evacuated, and just as a precaution, and it's pumping back a ton of water a second back into the River Severn, which, as you can see, is totally swollen. It's moving. I don't know if you can quite see this. It's moving at quite a rate as well. It's also heavily impacting Upton upon Severn, further upstream, but also all of
does she
this
have any
water
like
is
necklaces and stuff here? I know she has like
Shrewsbury and Gloucestershire, just as that river continues to
rings, but I don't.
But residents here
Let me just
are
take a
concerned
quick-
by what the Environment Agency say.
Oh, this is a cosplayer. This isn't even her.
But it's a
So that
risk
reference
that's
wasn't
only going to get worse for these communities.
exactly right.
Quite worried.
Ashna, thanks very much for that. Well, let's take a look at the most recent weather warnings across the 3 counties of Worcestershire, Shropshire and Herefordshire.
Maybe I should
There
look
are
up
still
Harley
6
Quinn.
severe flood warnings at the moment, which means a danger to life.
Harley.
There are 128 flood warnings currently in place across England, Wales and Scotland. That means
Birds of
flooding
prey.
is expected and immediate action is required. That number's been dropping slowly after the last couple of days. Let's talk now to
One
Professor
costume I
Roger Faulkner
found
from
that
the
definitely
Royal
wasn't used
Academy
enough in
of
it was the one that she
Engineering.
wore right at the very
Now,
end.
Ms. Faulkner, good to talk to you.
The
We've
crazy
spoken a lot over the
decorated
last couple of
blue
days
jacket.
about flood defences and about natural solutions.
This actually the rest of the way down
Management is to hold the water back in the catchments.
on these legs.
However, this is mainly being done at the moment with woody dams and so forth. We don't really have any control
that
over the amount of
all
water
the way
that's being
down.
held back. And I would argue that these schemes
Okay.
are ideal for relatively
Cool.
small storms and small catchments, but when it comes to the sort of levels of flooding we've seen now, we have to revert to real engineering solutions, in my view. And that would take the form of perforated dams, as they're often called, where the dam is built solely to
These look
contain
much more
floodwater
like
in the upper reaches of the river basin, and as soon as the flood
Red
recedes,
pants with
or
white
the
stripes,
stops,
as
water is
opposed to what
released
my
onto the
brain was
dam.
telling me.
But of course, we have had issues with dams elsewhere, haven't we? When we've had high rainfall, we've had a dam near Sheffield that there was actually in danger of collapsing because of the high water. So, are dams necessarily the right solution?
But I think they're the best solution. They can hold very large volumes of water. The issue you're talking about is a completely different problem.
Right.
In my opinion, I don't know the details specifically of that dam, but that was to do with the dam failure. And I'm not talking about dams of the old concrete structure type, which are many tens of
And I'm
meters
just
high,
gonna
but these needn't be particularly high.
Erase a
If we
few
look
of
at,
these.
not
Not
far from
erase.
where I live here, Skipton,
Literally
there are
draw
excellent
over the top
solutions
of with
here
white
where we've,
right now.
Dams have been built.
How my
out of,
sketches
natural,
often end up.
and they blend in well with the
I could
natural
erase, I
environment.
suppose.
The dam is probably about, I don't know the exact height, it's probably about 20 meters high. It's an earth embankment dam. It's covered in green vegetation and so forth, and it looks rather beautiful. So it's quite well. I would argue that the dams in mid Wales were beautiful too, but that's probably a little bit biased. But they can certainly be made to look just look. And furthermore, I mean, if you look at Pickering, which is well known for an excellent scheme of using natural flood management schemes, that still has integrated harsh engineering structures embedded within the solution. So I do think that when we build a dam, we have complete control of the size of the dam, we can manage the amount of water coming into the dam, we can control it, and in my view, we can address flooding.
I think that's going to be about
So in
it.
terms of what the Environment Agency
For what I'm sketching
and
of
the
this.
authorities are doing at the moment to try to prevent flooding, do you think it's really being enormously effective?
Well, I think the advantage of going back to the principles of natural flood management, which is to hold the water back at the top of the catchment. This means
That's
that
the
you don't
second
really have
one
to address the flood issues
there.
in any particular town. And if
I'm
you
now
address the
going to
flood
take
issues in
pause.
one particular town, you might only move the problem further
Can I move
downstream.
her?
But
Yeah.
if you can hold the water back in a big
Oh, you know what I
way
didn't
at the top
draw
of the
at
catchment
all,
or near the top
actually.
of the catchment, then in my opinion, this is going to be a far better solution than having individual solutions for each small town along the river basin.
It sounds an expensive solution though. All of these big civil engineering projects cost a lot of
Bring
money,
that back
don't
down
they?
to 20s.
Well, the one in Skipton, admittedly Skipton is a relatively small town, and we're not talking about levels the same, but it's £17 million. And I think you have to look at the consequences of many major cities. They are already built on a floodplain. It's all very well saying we shouldn't build on a floodplain, but unfortunately our forefathers
built on the floodplains 100 years ago, or even a lot longer than that. London, for example, is on a massive floodplain. We spend a lot of money on the Thames Barrier. Cardiff, the city I was in for the last 25 years, is at the bottom of the floodplain and so forth. I do think they are expensive solutions, but that has to be a political decision as to where the money is spent.
Given the size of the amount of flooding, the scale of the flooding and the amount of rainfall we've had over the last few days, in fact also there's more bad rain predicted to come, do you think that this particular incident will change anything? Do you think the government will start listening like yourselves who say a different solution is possible?
On the top and on the bottom.
Well, I think to be fair to the Environment Agency,
There's a smiley face down here,
have always
but
listened.
you'll barely be able to see that in this if I finish it.
They have listened to these arguments.
Let me know if you do want any of these pieces fully finished.
Hard engineering solutions, if we want to call them that. I'm not particularly enthusiastic about
Could be
that.
fun to come in and
If we
spend
want to use
actually
hard engineering solutions, they are expensive.
a lot of
They are solutions
hours
to the problem. At the moment, I
doing
feel
a session and just
it's
finishing one of
impossible to
these.
solve what was a small wound at one time and is now a big wound, and I think the small sticking plasters are not going to be sufficient in the future.
Very good point, Roger Faulkner. Great to talk to you. I think the people who live in villages like this want a lot more than a sticking plaster. They want a great big bandage, and they want that bandage to soak up all of this flood water as fast as possible. We're going to keep an eye on what is happening here. It looks like the levels are dropping here on the River Lug at the moment, which is good news for those here. The levels
Make
on the
sure
River
we can
Wye,
see
which
that
is just
that's
further
like
behind the Lug, have
a
also fallen
light
today, so
color.
that's good news.
Kind of
Bad
has
weather
a
is forecast for the end of the
disco
week,
ball
so
sparkle to it.
all of that. I'll hand you back now to Sarah.
They're just some very large hatching.
Jane, thank you. To the rest of the day's news now. And the government has unveiled its new points-based immigration system, promising to end the UK's reliance
That came
on
out better than I
cheap
thought it
labour
would.
from Europe. Labour has criticised it, saying it will lead to staff shortages in areas like social care. The Home Secretary, Priti Patel, told Sky News that the measures will increase talent coming to the UK. This is a single global immigration system. Doesn't discriminate in terms of where you've come from or which country you originate from. But importantly, it's about the skills that you can bring to the UK. So as a result, numbers will come down. That is the purpose of having a system. We're not getting into the sphere of targets at all.
But I'm asking you, how will you measure success if
Well,
you don't have a target?
success for us is actually having a vibrant economy, an economy that is supported by high skills from individuals that come to our country on the points-based system that can contribute to our economy. But critics say the plans stigmatise migrants and could damage the economy.
Talking about immigrants as if they're a problem is not the sort of leadership that government ought to offer. The Labour Party celebrates the contribution of immigrants. We want a fair
I'm going to make Joaquin a little smaller here, so I can move her up next to him.
As if it's cracking down on immigration, that it's not looking at the consequences.
I'm going to make her a little smaller because there's really no need for her to be that big at that sketchiest stage.
Let's look at the proposed plans. The salary threshold for skilled migrants will be lowered from 30,000 to 25,600.
Now I'm going to take a pause and be right back. But maybe I should put on a song.
Have a job offer.
And all the children Bye now.
Let's say scene
Came
one
ahead of the inquest into
to
the
start.
death of the former Love Island host.
And then
Sky's Katie Spencer has the latest.
canvas. All right.
The opening
We're back and sorry, I just repoured up a coffee.
For about 4 minutes, but they have given us a few more details about what happened on Saturday. We now know that police were actually flagged down.
So I'm just going to start sketching. These are the two I already did. If you want to watch those, you can go over to the YouTube channel and
they found Caroline Flack attempted
check
to
it out there.
resuscitate
I'm just going to move on to the next reference.
dead.
So what I'm doing is I've pulled out a few reference shots. That's a fun one. And it's just old reference that's sitting on the computer. So using it for background in a web strip. This one's going to be very caricatured, I think. Wow, I have that set way too high. I don't even want to keep those there.
On many of the newspapers of her bedroom. That blood, she says, was her own blood. She says in this post, "I'm not a domestic abuser. I had an argument with my boyfriend and an accident then happened."
Well, happy birthday, Jared. I don't really know you, but happy birthday, bro. Birthdays are important.
And the walls that I had taken so long to build around me collapsed. I am suddenly on a different kind of stage, and everyone is watching it happen. Clearly, she was incredibly frustrated.
That was a bad wave.
About not being
Okay,
able to
so anyway,
tell her side
now
of
I'll get into
story.
the sketching.
And her mum, in releasing this post, says she just wanted people to know that Caroline was desperate
for people to hear her voice.
I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to do with this sketch, but you can never be sure, because once you get into something, you could change things very easily.
One of those, Curtis Pritchard, who was on the reality show Love Island, which of course Caroline presented, and here's what he had to say on Caroline's death.
Oh, it's a horrible situation, and it really, really is. I just hope that her family are all right in this. I hope they've been granted the privacy they deserve, if that's what they want. And I hope people start being more kind.
Still a lot for people, really, those who knew her, to come to terms with. With regards to the inquest itself, though, that has now been adjourned until August the 5th.
Katie Spencer there. Well, earlier I spoke to the reality TV star Fern McCann about her experiences on social media.
I know how she feels. Like, reading that statement really struck a chord with me, and I just want to send my condolences to her family. It's just gut-wrenching, so sad.
Do you think something can change?
I want to know.
I've already sketched a few things. If you go over to the YouTube channel, you can see them up close.
Yeah, how?
Right now, it's a
it feels very final with
reference from an old Joker picture from the '66. Personally, my favorite Joker.
It's just horrendous. I mean, I know what it's like to be in the other store.
I got
It's not nice.
right now, I think it's still Sky News. Maybe I should check and see if ABC is back up. I think I will, because this is getting to me. Live, upcoming, Rob Blagojevich to thank President Trump. Here are our lives. Alright, and an ad. Fuck you, YouTube.
Recently, and
Alright,
when I
cool.
was on the stage and I saw you guys all smiling at me, it genuinely made me want to cry, and I want to cry right now. So,
She a kid, and she doing big things.
Said that just a couple of days ago she stopped reading comments about herself
Cool.
online because it was ruining her life. Ozzy Osbourne has officially canceled his No More Tours 2 tour after revealing last month that he's battling Parkinson's disease. In a statement, Osbourne says he'll be heading to Switzerland for treatment, which will take 6 to 8 weeks. But first, he'll wrap up.
I want to overdo that though, so let me just see.
Which is out Friday. And hopefully, it's a sweet day for Millie Bobby Brown. The Stranger Things star turned 16 today, while Oscar winner Benicio del Toro is 53. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Abramson.
Probably
ABC
like that.
News, Los Angeles.
Yeah. A little bit. I'm gonna make his eye look wider than it does in the actual photo. Just to really get that cartoony sense in there. Did you know? Tidbit of information. Caesar wore a wig for the Joker part. I believe at all times, but definitely for the film. But yes. So if you're a Joker out there wearing a wig, canon.
I do trust him, yeah. I think he trusts me and I trust him. Ivanka Trump.
I have to ask you about your
He is legit
father had taken Hillary
the live action canon.
There just is no equivalency to the idea of lock her up doesn't apply to you.
No. Comey, how strange is it for you to sit here and compare the president to a mob boss? Very strange. Michelle Obama.
What do you wish you could tell your pre-White House self?
Melania Trump.
Do you think there's still people there?
I like that.
Yes. Still working out.
Yes.
I think though I'm gonna move the head down a little bit because I'm actually liking where that lip is. That fake lip is laying.
Good evening tonight from Washington. A very busy
Oh, well, thank you. I enjoy cosplaying the Joker.
No bull, no spin. Now imagine getting your news like that.
If that isn't
Just
obvious.
give it to me straight. ABC News, straightforward.
This.
Can you tell us your full name for the record?
Jeffrey Edward Epstein.
Every girl that meets Jeffrey starts off with giving him a massage. He's like, I'll pay you $200 for every girl that you bring to me.
You know.
He told me to never go.
How did he get so rich?
So now let's see if ABC has gone away, or if it has. If it's still Night Watch or Night something. I can't remember what show it was. Oh my god. Seems like I'm advertising for these guys, but I'm not. Let's go to my old. Don't know what this is going to be. All right. Yeah, I think Heath Ledger's still the one I've cosplayed the most, and the one I have the most fun with, because I spent a lot of years cosplaying him.
Join us for a look at the latest political, economic, cultural, and social news.
Often.
Americas.
Inside the Americas. Presented by BqtIOiUnb.
Yeah, everything is frozen.
And France24.com.
Great.
As a Syrian operation to rid Idlib of rebels displaces more and more people, Turkey's
Oh, you're the same Joker freak from the YouTube. I take it.
Turkish operation is launched in Idlib. Not long to go before
That's cool. I'm still running it over there on YouTube if you want to just have a full screen.
This time, his rivals no doubt preparing many attacks. It's post-Brexit immigration plans, bad news for low-skilled workers and non-English speakers. Hello and welcome back to the France 24 newsroom. I'm Claire Pride. Now, Turkey's president has said it's only a matter of time before a Turkish operation is launched to stop a Syrian army assault on Idlib, the last province still controlled by rebels. The Syrian operation has displaced hundreds of thousands of people since early December, many of them living in tents near the Turkish border.
I always enjoy John Caesar so
Turkey
much.
hosts millions of Syrian refugees and is on the side of opposition forces. The president's threat of an operation came after talks with Russia, which backs Damascus.
Negotiations will continue, but so far our demands are far from being met.
Thanks, man.
We're entering the last phase for the Syrian regime to stop its offensive in Idlib. This is our final warning.
Now I'm joined from my International Affairs desk by Armin Georgian. Armin, how did Russia and Turkey get to this point?
Well, they tried to, in a sense, keep a lid on their tensions in Syria by signing an agreement called the Sochi Agreement in 2018. And under that deal, Idlib was supposed to become a demilitarized zone. That hasn't worked out very well, to put it mildly. I mean, if you were to ask any refugee who's now stranded and terrified in Idlib province whether it has become demilitarized, you'd obviously get an answer that is no. And similarly, for those who've managed to flee from Idlib and go into Turkey, who are facing a pretty dire situation as well, although perhaps not as dire as inside Idlib itself.
Oh, it's funny, I never noticed.
What Russia has been able to do diplomatically
The
is to
striped
use
pants
part of that Sochi agreement as a
that
kind
I've
of
used now in 2
diplomatic
sketches
stick
today.
against Turkey. So one of the points of that Sochi
That's what
agreement,
happens
very
when you
important
grab
point, is that
random
Turkey was
references,
supposed
eh?
to separate what Damascus and
Things
Moscow
are bound
call
to repeat.
terrorists from other armed groups, and it was back to many
Time to
probably an
repent.
impossible task. But when Russia has needed to provide kind of diplomatic cover for a particular Syrian government offensive or military action in Idlib, it has said to Turkey, well, you didn't keep your word, you didn't separate the terrorists from the others. So that's actually been a relatively easy card to play. But why has Assad actually pushed forward in
I think that looks enough like Caesar.
Remember the fundamental kind of stake, what's at stake for Assad, which is that Idlib province is really the last major bastion of rebel control or rebel presence, and he's vowed.
Yeah, because it's a cartoon, I mean, you can't see this in the
territory that he's lost in Syria
actual photo, but I think
2011. Let's look at a
to
map
really
to show you what those advances have been by Assad and his allies. So you can see Idlib province in
give
green
it that.
in the top left. The M5 is that highway, which is very important, that links Damascus to
comic
Aleppo
book frill.
in the north, and Syrian government forces and their allies have taken control of that M5 highway, which connects Aleppo to Hama, Homs, and Damascus, and so they're going to advance very quickly to towns in the western Aleppo
Caesar, and now
Is there a risk of the two militaries?
oh, they've all fallen into the fucking DC universe again. I don't think the next one's DC universe though.
Players potentially in Idlib if Turkey makes good on this threat to intervene militarily. Firstly, you've got, I suppose, on paper you could have a possible clash between Turkey and Russia.
Isn't the news so pleasant?
Falling out in 2015, so they looked at deconfliction mechanisms, kind of to try.
Alright, and for YouTube, we're going to zoom in.
There's another clash which is more worrying to people, which is potentially between
I can't zoom in
Turkish and
that
Syrian
much further
government
because I don't want to sketch it that small. Do I? Why not?
They want to avoid that scenario, so that's why they've taken a kind of step-by-step approach to essentially letting the Syrian government slowly retake Idlib province rather than do anything that would draw Turkey into a conflict
This
which might have very
time.
unforeseen consequences.
Actually, you know what?
But the Kremlin did say today that a confrontation between Turkish and Syrian
If anyone's listening on Instagram or on YouTube and would like to answer within the next minute or two, while I reheat this coffee, would you rather see a sketch of Popeye and olive oil or Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Johnny Depp, Hunter S. Thompson?
It is very worrying in the sense that if something does happen,
Alright, give me just a second, and if you're listening, tell me.
the whole shape of this Syrian war.
Ow.
Thank you very much, Armin. In other news, Libya's internationally recognized government has pulled out of UN-backed talks in Geneva. It was in indirect ceasefire talks with the self-styled Libyan National Army, or LNA, but an attack on Tripoli's port stopped to that. In April, it'll be a year since the leader of the LNA launched an offensive.
Alright, I'm just gonna go back and sketch again now. I think I'll just leave music on, and maybe we'll take Beetlejuice off the screen.
Radical overhaul to the UK's immigration system.
And sketches.
Plans to end the EU's free movement policy. Prioritizing high-skilled workers. Points-based system with no exception.
Well, nobody said anything, so I'm just gonna let this play through.
So as a result, numbers will come down. That is the purpose of having a system where we're not getting into the sphere of targets at all.
Points will be granted based on specific skills, including
I think I'll move that up
salaries, and standard of
and
English.
put Strauss after it because I like that. Strauss.
Revenue rules could lead to a deficit of staff in care, construction, and hospitality industries.
Gonna drop out for a second on YouTube,
Economy.
but that is just fine.
Investing heavily in homegrown talent across the UK.
It'll only stay on there for a little while, and I'm gonna sketch this
at all skill levels.
because it's what I want to sketch.
Initiative will cover scientists, graduates, National Health Service workers, and those in the agriculture sector. But the British government has said it wants to move away from what it describes as cheap European labour, warning employers will need to adjust. Concern over the impact of immigration was one of the main factors behind the UK's vote
timetable for the closure of Fessenheim, the country's oldest nuclear plant. One reactor will stop operating on Saturday, the other at the end of June. The government wants France to go from 75% nuclear energy to 50% in the next 15 years. Karis Garland has more.
It's the beginning of the end. First nuclear power complex. On the border with Germany, Fessenheim has been the target for nuclear campaigners. The site's first 900 megawatt reactor will be shut down on Saturday.
Let me know if the overlapping music and radio is annoying to the people on YouTube there. You people on Instagram, you just gotta put up with everything.
Hopefully they'll be transferred to other
Paul
ones.
agrees.
But the community will disappear.
These two reactors are the first to be shut under a policy to reduce the share of nuclear power in the country's energy mix. France has 58 nuclear reactors, operated by utility company EDF, supplying about 75% of the country's electricity needs. But under the plan, that will drop to 50% by 2035, making way for renewable energies. The government assured no one would lose their jobs, but the local mayor is worried about the consequences for the city.
To close such an establishment without having warned people in advance about the new activities that will make up for it could and should have been anticipated to avoid...
Try to get that cartoon feel.
While the plant's two reactors will stop producing energy in the coming months, the full closure of the complex is expected to take 20 years. The first stage will remove radioactive substances, followed by the full dismantlement of the site, and finally a cleanup
Yes, it would have to take some time.
Another Democratic debate is being held in the US later this Wednesday, and for the first time, Michael Bloomberg will be taking part. The billionaire qualified after getting 19% support in a national poll. The debate is being held in Nevada, where voting takes place on Saturday, but Bloomberg isn't taking part in that contest. He's his efforts on later, bigger ones. Sanam Chantier has more now on the ex-mayor of New York.
Michael Bloomberg, one of America's richest men, a self-made multi-billionaire. His net worth vastly outnumbers that of Donald Trump and his mother a secretary. After completing a degree in engineering, he went on to Harvard Business School, then taking a position with an investment bank. Bloomberg quickly climbed the ladder. Within 15 years, he made general partner, but was fired in 1981. The day after his dismissal, Bloomberg used $4 million to launch a financial information company called Innovative Market Systems, later to become Bloomberg LP. Much like Trump, Bloomberg had spent years in the worlds of business and finance. Seeking new challenges in 2001, he ran for mayor of New York. And to aid his election prospects, he became a Republican. He went on to win.
Just to note to everybody, because you're listening to the audio and I'm not saying much, I'm
During that period,
not supporting Bloomberg.
And schools improved. But he also
it just happens that an ad for Bloomberg is playing. As with any advertisement that plays in the background on here, it's just coincidental because it's on the station that is free for me to watch.
Political history, changing his leanings multiple times over the years.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
He is also prepared to enter presidential races before, in 2016 and then again earlier this year, only to pull back in the end. Over the years, Bloomberg has invested heavily, that's some $8 billion in campaigns for greater gun control. He's also donated to environmental causes. Earlier this year, he launched Beyond Carbon, the largest coordinated campaign in the US, a $500 million plan to move away from fossil fuels.
That's it for this edition. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to Inside the Americas here on France 24. On the show today, red flag laws have been used thousands of times in the U.S. to take guns away from citizens.
I really drawn this a lot smaller than the other ones. It's funny. You can't see it because I'm zoomed in, but
Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos pledges billions to combat climate change, but is it philanthropy or PR cleanup after his company was criticized from the inside for its own carbon footprint? And a tiny California newspaper saved by an unlikely hero. The state's oldest weekly paper will be taken over by a 71-year-old local retiree. First up, they're called red flag gun laws. They allow for firearms to be temporarily taken away from people in the U.S. when a family member or police believe they present a danger. As mass shootings continue to claim lives, several states are passing red flag laws, the latest being Colorado. Several sheriffs there say
I'm going to imagine
and they won't obey it.
a lot of people are not happy about this.
A badge, a Glock, and a Stetson hat. Sheriff Shannon Byerly represents the law, but this time he's vowing to disobey it. Custer County, Colorado.
Makes me not have much trust or faith in the.
Sheriff Byerly knows every resident. Most of them are armed.
But whatever.
I hope that this is not going to...
You carry a gun?
No, I never carry a gun, ever. I want any citizen who wants to carry one anytime they want to.
But a new law in the state of Colorado has added certain conditions to the right to bear arms. The law allows family members or law enforcement to ask a judge to temporarily remove guns from the possession of someone deemed an extreme risk.
I always thought the olive oil outfit looked very Harley. That's strange. It was the doiliness of it, like, I don't know.
The ERPO or red flag law, and I don't believe that it's lawful, is because of the very clear violations of the Constitution.
In the United States, sheriffs are elected.
I'm just gonna make him gigantic.
Support their sheriff.
100%. I worked hard to get this guy elected the first time.
These residents say the law is unacceptable and also too vague. That is true to some extent. The law only targets those, quote, deemed to be an extreme risk.
This is pretty vague. I'll give it to you.
That you could call in a report to somebody's dog, and that sheriff would have to investigate it.
Others say the law is a blatant violation of their constitutional right to bear arms.
Our founders wanted to protect the country from having that from our government. This is so we have the right to protect ourselves against the tyrannical government if our government should get out of line.
And Sheriff Byerly believes guns are never responsible.
We don't blame pencils for misspelled words. We don't blame because we're too fat. It's people and their behaviors and their attitudes.
More nuanced. 75% of mass shooters in the United States got their guns legally, and more than half of them showed warning signs before committing a shooting. The goal of the red flag law is to encourage citizens to report
Actually
warning
erased that a
signs.
little bit there.
These residents say it's not worth giving up their freedoms.
I don't think it's worth our liberty to say. It sounds hard to say.
30 minutes in on Instagram and everybody has entirely dropped away. Interesting. Really timed. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out different times when, like, I don't know which program or which platform really works when. Trying to keep track of that.
Was Harvey Weinstein a predator using his powerful Hollywood status to take advantage of women, or were his sexual relationships consensual, as his defense team argues? That's the decision a New York jury now has to make. After closing statements from both sides, jurors are currently deliberating the 5 counts of sexual assault against Weinstein. The disgraced movie mogul could face life in prison if the 7 men and 5 women convict.
Oh, that eyebrow looks way too evil.
Have accused Weinstein Weinstein of sexual misconduct, but the trial is based on charges related to
Find it
just
looks a little evil.
Next, Mexico recorded more than 1,000 femicide victims last year, although experts believe
Femicide?
the figure may be much higher. The latest
Oh,
case to
femicide.
capture the public's attention is the murder of a 7-year-old girl. Reported missing earlier in February, her body was found southeast of the capital, showing signs of torture. And her death is shining a spotlight on the nation's problem of violence against women.
The tears and pain of a community. Thousands in Mexico City came out to
Alright,
demand
that's cool.
justice for and to later arrest a 7-year-old girl. Fatima was abducted on February 11th and then murdered. These are the last images of her leaving school with a stranger. Police are still investigating the child's assassination, but her case has created national outrage and added to an ongoing movement protesting the abuse and killing of women and girls in Mexico.
Okay, and now I'm gonna add just a darker line around what I did to him.
They are increasingly cruel with women. It's not fair that there's this sort of violence.
The young girl's murder comes on the heels of a series of others. For just a few days earlier, a 25-year-old was mutilated and killed by her boyfriend. Clad in black and demanding government action.
Note that they say mutilated and killed, not killed and mutilated. Important distinction for those paying attention.
For not doing enough, for brushing off the issue. He says he's listening.
Everything that contributes to getting peace in the country, I'm for it. We're going to keep on helping with everything.
The nation's lower house of Congress slightly increased prison sentences for femicides and sexual abuse of minors on
I don't think the chat ever came back on YouTube. It just popped in and said, unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. I don't know if that's me, you, them, what's happening. I'm going to refresh it and see what happens.
CEO Jeff Bezos says he will commit to fund scientists, activists, and other
Seems
groups
like it's
fighting
connected,
climate
but
change.
who knows?
The announcement comes after Amazon has faced criticism from its own employees for being too slow to reduce its carbon footprint. Royer with the story.
It's the latest climate pledge to come from Amazon.
I want the ears to look like this one is pushed down by the hat.
Bezos says the new fund will start unlocking money in the summer to help scientists, activists, and NGOs continue their efforts to protect our environment.
I want to work alongside others, both to amplify in new ways and to explore new ways of fighting the devastating impact of climate change on the planet we all share.
Was that him reading that? Because that sounded so sarcastic that time. Like it was dripping in sarcasm. I don't understand. That sounded like someone reading it on SNL, like making fun of it. This is what happens when you don't look up to see what's going down.
Its latest battery-powered fleet, rickshaws, rolled out in India last month. Yet the online heavyweight has faced scrutiny over how much it is doing to reduce its carbon footprint, while shipping 10 billion items a year and operating massive cloud service. It has faced walkouts and staff rebellion.
Hey Joe.
Some defying corporate policy.
Hey Joe. Where you going with that gun in your hand?
Bezos is also the founder of rocket company Blue Origin, which aims to take tourists to the moon by mid-decade. That project also drew criticism over its carbon emissions.
It most certainly is olive oil.
Northeast California, a small town in the Sierra Nevada mountains, has been rejoicing.
I'm running this over on YouTube, so like for the full screen of it,
With a print run of just 2,400
get it over there.
copies, Downeyville's paper is also nearly completely the work of just one resident.
And now,
Tucked in the Sierras, the
kind of want to sketch his
Downeyville is home to just a few hundred souls.
arm in a little bit here at least.
The newspaper, The Mountain Messenger. It's been running off the presses since 1853. Mark Twain even wrote a few articles for the weekly, but its editor Don Russell wanted to retire.
That's what happens when you get old.
Yeah, I'm streaming on the YouTube. It's on the YouTube. What am I, 100? On YouTube, it's through OBS, so it's through this right here, right? This program. And on here, I'm just streaming live off my phone. These ones go away in 24 hours. And actually, so do some of the ones on YouTube, but not these ones right away. These last Scribbler. Yeah, OBS is like a screen capture. It works really well. It just doesn't work well streaming to anything outside YouTube. Yeah, I'm using an Intuos. Joe on Instagram coming with all the questions.
Economic, cultural, and social news from Africa for a better insight into an ever-changing continent.
Across Africa, presented by Georgia Calvin-Smith.
But I also do live sketches from my phone onto here on Instagram, Joe, with traditional stuff, like traditional material, markers and stuff. You can go find a bunch of those as well. I've hyperlapsed them, and they should be on my IGTV and YouTube. At least some of them are on my YouTube. Olive oil? Wow, it took me way too long to get to that. Surely do olive oil. I've been working all of this on one layer. Each sketch is on its own separate layer, but each one has only been getting one layer so far. And I'm gonna bring up the opacity to just put in the darkest layer. Again, these are all just sketches for fun too, like not worrying too much about messing them up. So like if I put down lines that I really hate, I don't really care, because sketching, fun. Make it a fun thing you do, if you can, or when you can, I should say. All right. smile and make it look at down at her.
Settled in France and to stop the foreign financing of places of worship? Or is it the sense of not belonging and having no opportunities to make a life of
Alright. I have to message and say
France's troubled banlieue have in some cases turned to jihadist terror. So why do others become creative, entrepreneurial, helpful, motivated? We'll be discussing all of this in the France 24 debate in just about an hour's time.
alright. And I'm going to make sure I have enough time to sketch.
Thank you very much for being with us. We'll start with the latest on the coronavirus.
Oh yeah, the Popeye movie. Sorry, Magic Pete, I didn't see your comment there. Yeah, it was one of my favorites. I must have like watched through the VHS. It's one of the ones. This and the Popeye cartoons I remember were at my local like video store. This is back in Newfoundland, and I remember I rented them so much, and I was the only one in town who was renting them out, that they gave them to me. Or it's just one year they just here. You probably should have gave me back all the money I'd spent on them as well. But that was a very long time ago, and you couldn't just go out and grab these things anywhere. Remember, I spent my allowance on it numerous times. Similarly, the movie Blown Away was in that shop as well.
shared his opinion on YouTube, harshly criticizing control measures taken on the ship as utterly chaotic, turning the vessel into an incubator for the virus. He said he felt more threatened than when he worked in the midst of other viral outbreaks like Ebola, cholera, and SARS.
Can't remember exactly what this anchor looks like.
COVID-19 because there was no way to tell where the virus is.
But I'm going to just toss it there like that. For now, it's not actually on them in the movie, I don't think.
Including those who have not tested positive. One hospital in Nagoya, 300 kilometers from Yokohama, has already reported several cases of pneumonia among those who left the ship. Japanese authorities have pledged to continue testing passengers with
Listen to a thing the other day that said pneumonia was a big part of what killed a lot of people who had this coronavirus.
So, more evidence then about the spread of the COVID-19 coronavirus.
COVID-19 specifically.
We confirmed dead in hospital after testing positive for the virus. The only shared city of Kong is confirmed by the head of.
And I'm just going to put in some crosshatch in there to remember for later. Yeah, this is one of those sketches that I'm actually liking. So I may come back in. Oh, right. That's why. I like her hand up there better.
Dangerously complicated by the involvement of Turkey and the Recep Tayyip Erdogan's threat to launch an all-out offensive.
Because originally I had it sketched that her hand was holding the other hand right here and pushing up against the front of him. But now looking at it, see this how I've switched up so many other things? Why not?
These are the final days for the Syrian regime to stop its offensive in Idlib. This is our final warning.
Erdogan's outburst came after talks between Moscow and Ankara ended Wednesday without making any headway. Turkey has been pushing for troops in Idlib and for a return to the positions laid out in the Turkey-Sochi agreement, which calls for a demilitarized buffer zone in northern Syria.
That'll be enough for that. Now, we'll zoom out and show you just how small I drew that one compared to the rest. That's fine. But that's fine. I did use a separate layer for that one, so I used 2 different layers on that. Because I went in with the dark second layer.
Naturally, the Syrian armed forces have reacted to these unacceptable
And then I'm just gonna take out a couple of pieces that shouldn't be here that are in the old scribbly underlayer.
Turkey's 4 largest cities. Turkey fears the offensive, which has already forced some 900,000 people to flee their homes, will lead to a new influx of refugees, adding to the 3.7 million already living in the country. But as tensions continue to rise, Moscow appears eager to avoid direct confrontation with Ankara.
I don't think I ever watched the Little Audrey cartoon, Gary. I know I've seen the comic, and there's some of the old comic book at the store. She was Richie Rich, right? Or weird, as far as I can see. But that seems right.
Erdogan wants to stop the Syrian war from pushing more Syrian refugees into Turkey. That's his bottom line. And he plans to do this by turning Idlib, the Syrian province adjacent to Turkey, into a haven for Syrian opposition supporters. He will use the Turkish army to protect the opposition supporters in Idlib from government forces, enabling them.
What I used to draw, I remember as a kid, a lot of Yosemite Sam, Looney Tunes.
Today, he basically warned President Bashar Assad that he has a limited time.
And by draw, I mean like trace from comic or from coloring books.
Was in its last days. Turkey was giving
Like creating my own step-by-steps.
Turkey has finished its preparations, and an operation is a matter of time. And Erdogan has done his homework. In the past few weeks, he has moved reinforcements.
Alright, so that'll be the end of the 4 of those. I've been on here now for an hour and a half. So that's an hour and a half YouTube video. That's going to stay there for 24. Let's see if we can pull it up a bit. So, I think the first one really. Yeah. There.
And Jasper, is there support among ordinary Turkish citizens for all this?
So that's the 4 sketches for today. Arrange them here on a page.
Support for Erdogan tends to fluctuate. During a military operation, people swing behind the president. Why at times like now, people tend to disapprove of the Syrian policy. However, there is one constant in the polls, and that is Turks are tired of the Syrian refugees.
Doesn't need to be so big.
The refugees were once popular, they are no longer. Now, if Erdogan manages to sell Idlib offensive as a way of stopping
I like him laughing directly in Popeye's face.
if Erdogan incurs a high number of casualties in this operation, then opposition to what he is doing in Syria will mount.
And Jasper, UN announcing that it is an imminent escalation.
There we go. That will do. Found the signature look up at the top of this page. What I'll come in and do next time is give us a white layer maybe on top of one of these sketch pages as well, and then move forward with another. We'll see how I feel about that. If you've been watching on Instagram, that's about 50 minutes. Thanks for watching through. If you want to see the whole thing, you can go to the YouTube. I have my calendar up there now as well. And yeah, thanks for watching. Dun 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 dun. Bye, Instagram. Alright, and that's midway through there, and to finish on YouTube,
Bloomberg will not be standing in Nevada, which is the next Democratic
I'll put my signature down.
Getting to you, our Washington correspondent, of course. Nevada, Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Bloomberg won't be taking part, but he's very much on the stage tonight.
All right. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow again with another video. Tomorrow's what? I don't know what tomorrow is. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Yeah. Let me know if you liked either of these particularly more than the others. Wow, that's a weird way to say that. But yeah, let me know what you like to see and what you want me to draw. I now have 5 people on my Instagram to draw. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go over to Instagram while I'm still here and say that. As for if you didn't watch the long video and you're just flipping to this one on Instagram, I have 5 people who won the contest from yesterday, who I'm waiting for photos to come in from, still a few of them, but I will also be uploading the hyperlapses from the phone sketch to the digital finishing and sending those out very soon. So hopefully this week. Tune in. Turn on. Drop out. Yeah. Okay, YouTube. Thank you very much for watching. You guys are the greatest. I've seen a lot of people, more people clicking like, and I'm getting more subscribers here and there. And I do like seeing my share and clickbacks happening. As well, if you haven't looked over in my TeePublic lately, I just put up a bunch of new clowns, and I have a whole bunch more to go up. The end of this week is going to be crazy hectic, but I hope to get a couple more lives in with everybody. Alright, thanks for watching. Dun 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 dun. Quack. What? Shit, yeah, Little Lulu. That's different. A whole different book, but I do see the correlation between that and the Little Audrey comics. Still weird. To decide which takes precedence. Is he has to prove his Democratic credential? Does he really fit within the party, or do they consider him as a Republican still, and they can't see him being the leader, being the nominee for the Democratic Party? And